Good morning, everyone, and welcome. We're in recording. My name is Linda Evenden. This is my husband, James, and it's our great pleasure and honour to have this time with you this morning. And what we get to share about is something that we are very passionate about, something that's made a huge impact in our lives and our families and our extended families. And that is working with a company who really is such a great example of longevity and security in such uncertain times at the moment. You know, first of all, I do want to just start by saying I'm sure everyone is already feeling some of the effects of this unprecedented time around the globe at the moment. And so we're very mindful of that. We're going to be very sensitive about so much going on. There's just so much swirling around, a lot of different emotions. And, you know, what we get to share today is something that we've been, you know, working with and something we've been able to do. We've had many gifts from a work from home business and also a health company working in the wellness space for the last 12 years for me, the last 3 years for my husband, and many of the speakers that are joining us today. They're going to share their story too. And so collectively, the thing that we want to share today is about some options, some hope about in such uncertain times, what it's the gift of having another option to create another income, to take care of our families, to nourish them, you know, to protect them, and a way to reach the world with solutions. And so, yeah, I just want to start off by, I guess, sharing just a little bit about my story and background. James and I first came across the Juice Plus company 12 years ago. Actually, it was 13 years ago that we started actually enjoying the products as a family and the programs. And, you know, good health just always made sense to us. I was a health coach at the time. James was always getting into health and fitness. And as a mum, I had 3 kids under 3.5. And life was very busy. So I was always looking for the edge. I did a pretty good job in, you know, what I was eating each day, but I definitely knew that there was a gap. And my beautiful friend Kate is going to talk to us more about wellness. But just to give you some framework of what today is, I was curious at that time about how could I work from home, because that became very apparent to me once I became a new mum. I wanted to work out how I was able to do mum care instead of daycare and really be there as a present mum for the kids, and not to be worried about financial pressures and one income. You know, one income often is not enough, and certainly in uncertain times, this is when we're all looking for more security and more flexibility. And so I found the Juice Plus company 12 years ago. And the first thing that I love to share that's part of my passion about aligning with a company like this is that the company is 50 years old. And I just think this is quite a stunning statistic that just is, I think, an honour to work with, because it's the same CEO and leadership team at the helm. They're across 33 countries around the world, and they've been one of the biggest leaders in the wellness and health space. That's also the health education space for 50 years. So it's quite the achievement. It's the same CEO and leadership team at the helm. And I want to share with you, because I'm so much about mission at the moment and purpose and things that are bigger than me, and maybe some of my own discomfort and fear at the moment, is when we can look to something that's bigger than us, that is secure and that has really stood the test of time. And the company mission speaks volumes to this. It's the product mission is about inspiring healthy living around the world. And that just makes so much sense to me, obviously now more than ever. We've never been in such uncertain times, and I'm sure you'll all agree our health has certainly never, the statistics speak for themselves. And the company mission is together to build a stable and lasting company to help as many people realize their dreams. And I took that into my heart. I've been able to do that along with my husband. And so that's what you're going to hear about today, is a collection of our stories. So real people, real stories, and what we've been able to really create from home working online, working face-to-face as well when we're able to do that for our families and with our families. So the idea of a values-driven business that works around my highest priorities, I knew that that existed. I just didn't at that time know where to find it. And so I'm so passionate about sharing what we have now more than ever, because it has completely changed our life. We're able to stay at home. We, on average, have 50 hours more every week with our kids, which has been an incredible blessing for us. And we're also able to empower other people to do the same, which is part of the mission. So to take us through, behind every great company, it has to be an incredible product that makes sense, that's well priced, that, can make an impact, that's results driven, that's clinically proven. And my friend Kate, who is just so passionate, probably more than anyone that I know, about healthy families and nutrition, along with our other speakers today, is going to take us through our products and programs. So I'm going to pin you, Katie, and hand over to you, honey.
Hey everyone, it's great to be with you today. My name is Kate. I am a mama of 3 and super passionate about helping families live their healthiest and best life. And when I first came across the products, and I love what Linda said, behind every great company is a great product. The only way we can create an online income around what we get to do is by helping people on their health journey. And that's what we get to do with these amazing products. The thing for me as a mama, the first thing that was important was that everything was plant-based. And I think that first of all was like, wow, this means that we're getting more nutrition into our body. I think most of us know what we should be doing every day. We've got really good intentions of what we should be doing, but often there's a massive gap. I know for me, I've been like a plant-based, living a plant-based lifestyle for 18, 19 years now. And I still know what I should be doing, but 3 kids, running business, all these things, I don't always hit what I know I should have. And so it's important to look at ways, particularly right now, a lot of people are thinking about their nutrition, their immune system, and what they can be doing naturally to boost that and strengthen it. So you want to make sure whatever you're putting into your body, that it doesn't have any nasties, and that it's coming from the right source. Now, our products have been around for over 30 years. Fruits and veg, they're not going anywhere right now, right? It's not a fad or anything like that. So I want to share with you about the product. So this is a blend of our fruit, veggie, and berry capsules. And essentially what it is they pick the produce, the fruit, veggie, or berry at the peak of its ripeness. So not when it's looking nice to go on a supermarket shelf, but when it's got the most amount of nutrition in it. And then they blend it up, so the skin, seeds, pulp, everything. They turn it into a slushy. They gently take the moisture out at a really low temperature so that all the enzymes and all the goodness stays intact. And they put the powder into a vegan capsule so that it doesn't break down and oxidize. This is one of the veggie caps right there. And so what you're left with is all of the beautiful nourishment from the whole foods minus the water. Plus we're getting the skin, the seeds, the pulp, everything. So most of us we are creatures of habit. So we'll eat our spinach, we'll eat our tomato, we'll have our apples, but we're not getting all the colors of the rainbow that we know we're told to. And so the fact that this is all plants, our bodies are using and absorbing every single bit of it. We're not peeing it out, which sometimes can happen with other kind of products like a multivitamin or something that's synthetic. This is all from plants. The other thing, we're talking about healthy families is we're really big on making a difference to families. First of all, cost as well. I think some people go, oh, I don't know if I could start on something because of the cost. You can get started on our products for literally a couple of dollars a day. Most people spend that on coffee or muffins or that sugar hit to try and keep you going. And here's the beautiful thing, the mission behind our company is inspiring healthy living. Any adult that starts in our whole food capsules, a child actually receives the products for free. So we have our awesome little fruit and veggie chewables, our little gummies for kids, where they're using the fruit and veg powders and they mix that with tapioca and pop it into a little chewable. So pretty amazing that mum and child or auntie and child, if you don't have kids of your own, you can sponsor or nominate a niece, a nephew, or a friend's child to be on these. And the difference that we're seeing in kids is amazing. There's been over 4 million children that have received the free products from the company around the world, but 250,000 of them have been in a study where we've been looking at incidents of visits to doctors decreasing, eating more whole foods, drinking more water, less over-the-counter medications, less sick days at school, like so many improvements from bringing this in. And this isn't just take our products and go do what you want, go to Macca's or whatever. This is about starting a nutritional foundation in your body every day. Then we start craving more whole foods. Then we start making better choices. And, you know, as you can imagine, if you were to have 3 cold pressed juices every day, there's probably going to be some benefits to your system, the same when you can be flooding your body every day with our amazing whole food products. The other thing I'll mention is in Australia and New Zealand, we have a beautiful mission with the company has a foundation called Nutrition Plus. So every one of our product orders, we're actually contributing money towards helping children that are undernourished and underprivileged throughout Australia and New Zealand. And they're actually in Indigenous cultures and communities getting these products in and helping them change their health around too, which I think is really, really beautiful. So the next beautiful product we have, our whole food smoothies. Now I am a health junkie, love it. If something's good for me and it tastes like crap though, I'm not going to have it. So these are amazing. They come in chocolate and vanilla, and basically another way of getting goodness in. I kind of say that we're overfed, but we're undernourished. So we're getting lots of stuff in our bellies, but we're not actually giving our body what it needs. So often our body's still hungry physically, or our cells are hungry for nourishment. This is a great way to get, there's things in here like pomegranate, mushrooms, alfalfa sprouts, things you'd be like, well, that's weird in a smoothie. I can tell you they taste amazing. Vegan, plant-based, gluten-free, dairy-free, no nasties. And the last awesome product we have are our good fats. Everyone knows we should have good fats. We've learned about essential fatty acids, our 3, 6, and 9s. They're great for brain health, nervous system. Most people have it from a fish source. So if you're taking a essential fatty acids, probably a fish oil of some sort. We skip the fish and we go straight to the plants. So we save the environment. We are not affecting the oceans as well, which I think is really important. And also, I don't know if you've ever thought about what has to happen to a fish to get the oil out and then get rid of the taste and the smell and all that and then put in a capsule. Like, that doesn't sound very cool to me. The less processed something can be, the better it is for us. So we've got things in here. I didn't even know there was good fats in it, like tomato seed, pomegranate seed oil, like amazing plants, giving the body what it needs to thrive and flourish at its best. So our products wrap around an incredible online holistic program where we're helping you with, you know, recipes and at-home workouts and mindset, and just helping you on your wellness journey wherever you're at, which I think is really important. You can be, you know, a couch potato just starting out, or you can be an elite athlete trying to up your game. We're meeting you where you're at and helping you increase your wellness and vitality for yourself and your entire family. So I'm going to pass over to the awesome Kristine, and she's going to share a little bit about her story, what she loves about it, and how she's been able to create an online income stream around this too.
Awesome. Thank you, Kate. And about 8 years ago, someone shared the amazing program with me when I was a brand new mum. I was looking for something that I could take that was all natural. And it wasn't until someone shared this program with me that I was like, oh my goodness, I found something that I can actually take. And at the time, I was having about 2 nana naps a day. I was very foggy. I found it really hard to try and look into the future and organize myself. I could hardly see past the day that I was in. I had that mummy brain fog, and we weren't nearly getting anywhere near the variety, the color that our family needed to not just survive, but to thrive. And I was a personal trainer at the time, so I'm having to turn up in this high energy state when I just felt so exhausted all the time. And it was so good to be able to not just get the health benefits of the program into my family, but also into my clients as well. Like, a lot of them over the years had been yo-yoing like this and doing these hard and fast things that strip the weight off, that weren't giving them the lifelong skills that they needed to be able to live a life of longevity and vitality. And when this program was introduced to me and I passed it on to my clients, what I saw was that they were maintaining their results so much easier, and they were absolutely flourishing in their health and fitness areas. So for me, this was definitely the catalyst for change. In our household now, we've got 2 beautiful, healthy kids. I can't even tell you the last time we've needed like the medical system. We just are so healthy and vibrant. And You know, we're eating better because of it. We drink more water. Our kids are very conscious of where their food comes from. We grow a lot of our own produce in our backyard. And I just love that it was this program that kickstarted all that, because let's face it, 8 years ago, I had no idea what I was doing as a mama and trying to nourish everybody. So now that I've got something that I can follow, that's easy, that tastes good, and I love the chocolate shakes because they're like chocolate silk for me. So that's it from me, Katie.
Awesome. I love that. And I love that so much of it is about the education and the journey, right? I really love that it's a whole journey for the house as well, which is really cool. And so just to switch gears a little, to talk about, you know, what is the mission behind the products and, you know, our business. How does a work from home business really work? How do you create income? How do you get paid? You know, do you need to know lots of people? Do you need to be out there promoting? Maybe you can answer these questions.
Thanks,
for us.
Welcome everyone. Yeah, you know, the mission behind this, and that's what we say, because it's more than just the business. You know, 12 years ago, 13 years, I think we started taking the product. That was the first step for me. I fell in love with them. I've continued to take them, and I now couldn't separate them from me, from life, right? Over time, it became a community, and I was working very hard in a corporate career, and I saw how much this lit Linda up, but it was the stories in the community and the people and the fun and all of these things I saw them having. It was like a release for me out of quite a stressful environment that, whilst I was achieving in, I probably knew I had a shelf life on. And if anything, I saw the opposite happening with Linda and the business that she was building in the community, where they just were, the more they went in, the harder they worked, the more they enjoyed, the more it elevated everyone, and there was this energy around. So that was very, very attractive to me at the time. I remember Linda had set a goal. She said, you know what, I think I can really make a go of this. And I trusted her. She entered this at a time in our life when we really had our backs to the wall. And I was working 60, 70 hours a week, 6 days a week, just to really pay the rent and put food on the table. And we knew that that wasn't going to be owning it. So Linda started this, and the plan was like, I'll work and make money and you dedicate to this, because we knew we had to do something else. And it took time. It took time for her to build that up. But slowly, bit by bit, she did. What I loved about it, and when I really stood back and looked at the opportunity in the business, there was a handful of things I looked at. The product. We've heard about that. I knew it worked personally. I could see that it had space in the market, that it was well priced, and it was going to be taken up. And a consumer-based product like that was always going to be attractive. The other things I looked at the company. Linda talked about that earlier. I'd met the CEO, I'd met the founder, I'd seen remarkable people in leadership positions on a global level, and that was highly attractive. If we're going to get involved with something for the next 5, 10, 20 years, I wanted to know that it had the longevity to outlast us. Be there for our kids almost, right? Another thing I looked at was the systems. You know, is this a business that's going to flow? And we'd had our own business before. Compliance on a product, my God, we had a product once that we nearly forgot to put barcodes on, and we manufactured and had to pay. I just needed to know that there was intelligent people who took care of all of those things. I didn't want to go and get in a business like that again. The one or two other things I looked at then was one that I'll talk about a little more, but it was the industry. All right. And to look at an industry like this, what was really appealing to me, and I was working in sales, in real estate and investments, and we'd had our industry sector tightened by the government and finances. I won't go into that. But with this, I saw something very, very attractive in that it was done online. And we had a bit of an online presence. I think all businesses did, but this was really taking an online business and a home-based business to a level I didn't even understand, right? And I'm like, wow, I think I'm a smart guy, but I don't understand that. I need to get around this more. So the industry had an online and work from home presence I just knew was so, so powerful. It also had, at the time, I guess, Amazon and drop shipping. You know, we don't cast our mind back too far, and people were not getting deliveries to our door. Now it's daily, right? Mm. The postie and the courier, they just know us. They know the gate code. They come in, they drop it at the door, they're gone, like daily. And that, again, was highly attractive to me in terms of business. So I saw a business in an industry that was set up to flourish in a changing world. And the business and industry I was currently in, I don't think it was. So that really got me thinking. You know, when I looked deeper into it, and Linda was already doing this, very, you know, had become successful in that. If I think of the early days for her, and how she was getting paid, I now understand that. I didn't at the time. So if you're new to this, or you've tried to have a bit of a look at how we get paid, don't worry, it takes a little while. But the really simple steps are that we get paid a retail sales profit, RSP. That made sense to me. Being in business and having a product to ship to a customer that you could get a margin on, that was business. That made sense. We have a product-driven business of a consumable, retail sales profit. We also get paid a bonus. And I love that. In the beginning, Linda just talked about this thing called 5-1, 5-1, 5-1. She got a bonus. She was happy. The money was in the account. Fantastic. All right. So I saw a business that was going to incentivize people in the early days to do the work and get those little bits of bonus. In my real estate career, I had to build up a pipeline before I even got paid. And I remember once in that, looking at my paycheck, and I owed the company $15,000. And I just couldn't understand. I'd never been in that. Anyone who's worked in real estate or commission sales that have a lead and a trail would understand. And I worked for an amazing company. I said to the boss, he said, "Hey man, happy Christmas. I'll go on a holiday. Hope you're feeling good." I'm like, "Yeah." And he goes, "What's wrong?" I said, I've got this debit credit. To their credit, he said, "You know what? I'll take care of that." But he had no idea, I didn't, that you can work for a company and actually end up owing the money. It was really tough. With this, it was profit day one for Linda, and these bonuses really helped. Over time, she was able to build up a commission based on her efforts and a team's effort. Now, again, I'll always reflect back to me. I was working in a company at that time that it was me. It was me. Now, we had a company. I didn't really trust anyone. I would lock my office, lock my drawer, lock my leads. This was my stuff. I wasn't going up the chain to try and get help, okay? Because I thought, well, if they think I'm earning too much, they'll clip my wings. I wasn't going sideways or down because I didn't want to share stuff. What I saw was Linda was building a business of like-minded people, and as it grew and they got together, this began to pay them. And that was a real big game changer in me. The power of compounding was something I understood. And once that gets big enough, it's bigger than you. So in my corporate career, I was a power of one. And in this, Linda was she was building a mission and a tribe and a team and a power of literally thousands. So grasp that. That was really, really big. They were the biggies for me. You know, I think that many of us may look at a business and start to grasp and go, you know what, that sounds great. I love it. The company, this, that, I love you, but I can't be you. All right. I can't do what you do. I don't have a lot of friends. What I loved about this is that I had been to a conference, particularly in the US, and I saw all manner of people. I saw a lot of women, older women, younger women, girls, mamas, stay-at-homes, doctors, nurses, anyone. And if they had the dedication and the commitment and stayed in line, then they were making their way with this. And whether it was a little bit of effort for a little bit of money or a whole lot of effort over a long time for more money, there was a system there that was going to teach them that. So I learned early on, we didn't have to know a lot of people. We didn't have to go out to all our friends. We were new to the Gold Coast when Linda started. We just shared it with people who were open to listening about an opportunity. And I think, you know, in these times, we've got more opportunity to do that than ever, right? So, you know, I think that sort of, for me, covers off on what I wanted to say. So back to you, honey.
The one thing that I would add there is, you know, I understood business and business models, and I watched James in sales for many years, and I thought, I'm so happy I'm not a salesperson, because I really had a misunderstanding, and I believed that you had to know a lot of people and that you had to be very salesy and at the risk of being pushy. And to be honest, it's why it took me a while to kind of cotton on to the real truth of how a sustainable and mission-driven business really is. And it's about relationships and it's about problem solving. So once I understood that we're only looking for people who are looking for something to make a change. They're looking for more security. They're looking for extra income. They're looking for ways to boost their family's immunity, that they're looking for a place to belong, that they're looking for longevity. So, yeah, I want to hand over to hear a bit more about this.
We love the stories in this, guys, and we've got a couple of gorgeous girls on who do know this business. Have really made a remarkable, space for it in their homes and teams. Kira, I'm just going to quickly pin you, buddy. Can you unmute yourself and share for us, what this business has become for you?
Sure, thank you. Hey guys, my name is Kira. I've been in this business now for about 5 years and it has impacted my life on so many levels. When I first got started, I'd been a stay-at-home mum for 8 years. Never in my life up until that point did I have any kind of an identity as a businesswoman. I had very little self-belief and very low self-worth because I wasn't doing anything outside my comfort zone in that time to, grow any confidence in myself. So everything about this business was wildly outside my comfort zone. And I think at the time though, there was enough pressure in my life that was at least equaling the pain of the thought of stepping outside my comfort zone. So we had so much financial uncertainty and I had so much fear around what my future was going to look like, probably, to the degree that so many people are feeling right now in this time. And so that was enough of a push to say, what if I just give it a go? Now, I don't think at that time I would have been able to step into a traditional business. Actually, in fact, I know that I wouldn't have ever taken on a traditional business with the level of my self-worth at the time. But what's so beautiful about this business, and I don't want the word business to, scare you off, because the beauty about this space is that there's so many people around you supporting you and guiding you and literally taking every single step with you and showing you what to do. So, we can't take the steps for you, but we certainly do it side by side. And so that allowed me to take that first step outside my comfort zone. Because, I am someone who can follow steps. I can follow a guideline and, tell me what to do. I can do that. So there's so much support. And in that first month when I, made my first commission check, it was the first money I'd made for myself in a really long time. And it was such a huge boost in my confidence and belief and my vision for what was possible for my family. And so I just really approached it step by step, this business. Every month I just raised the bar a little bit more. Like if that amount is possible, then surely this little bit more is possible as well. And so over the course of the past 5 years, what I have grown to believe is possible, and the self-worth that I have as a woman today just is so just leaps and bounds from where I was 5 years ago, to the point that I absolutely see myself as a businesswoman today with zero doubt in that. And that has been the greatest gift of all, is the belief I have in myself now. And, no matter what happens in the world, no one can take that away from me. So that is the greatest gift. And the other thing that I would say, even more than the financial security, which obviously at a time like this is, again, a huge blessing. I've got my girls home with me today and I'm working from home and keeping them safe. It's that I get to pass that on to so many other women, and the emotional revenue that has come with watching women transform themselves and their lives the way that this business helped me transform is the most rewarding thing I've ever done. And I literally feel like I'm living on a high every single day when I'm working in this business. And the energy and all of that, it's just amazing. So thank you, Linda, for, she kept a 3-year conversation and friendship alive and a space open here. And, I used to be like, oh, I'm never, ever doing that thing, but I love our friendship. And here I am today, and I'm scared to think where I would be without this.
I think everyone's loved hearing that, and we can, hear where you are, feel where you are, feel your strength, the courage. I know we know a little bit maybe where you were, and it's just wonderful to see you shine. I really mean that. Mm-hmm. It's wonderful. So thank you. We've got, we're loving this. Time for one more story. I'm going to find Kimberley. I'm going to pin you, buddy. And if you can take yourself off mute and let us know, what this is meaning in your life now.
Yeah, sure. Hi, everyone. My name is Kimberley Welman. I'm just going to put a disclaimer here really quickly that this homeschooling for me isn't going really well right now. So at any point, if you see twins run past and another kid, I'm doing my best, all right? So I've been in this business for around about 2 years now, and, you know, it came into a point in our lives where my husband and I were running our own traditional small business here on the Gold Coast. And we were starting to compete with the online world in the industry that we were in. And he was having to work pretty similar to you, James, like 70-hour weeks just to kind of get by. And at the time, we have 3 children within 19 months of age, including a set of twins. So it was life in the fast lane and everything was very intense. And what I kind of found was, you know, we were just exchanging time for money. Here we go, I told you. We were just exchanging time for money, and we were starting to feel very capped. We were feeling capped with our time. There's only so many hours in the day. We were starting to feel very capped financially, and that took a toll on us emotionally as 2 young parents bringing up 3 kids, right? And one of my values in life is to parent with presence, with calmness, and with connectedness. And we weren't getting those things with the life that we were living. So we had to make some changes. And they were, you know, change isn't something that we kind of usually embrace with open arms, because change means fear, or it means, all right, change is coming, but I'm going to choose to look at that with love. We need